It's your boy Mick and the man
Karen. What's up, people?
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Yo, it's Saturday, and we just want to thank you for joining us for another episode of A Puff a Minute, because you know we are not just blowing smoke out here. Today we're coming at you from the lovely golf course of the Paiute Golf Resort here in, well, I guess this is called Paiute.
Yeah,
right?
Paiute.
Yeah, we're in Paiute. Yeah. This is an Indian reservation right outside of Las Vegas. So we decided to come out here today, have a little bit of breakfast, relax a little bit, enjoy a breakfast cigar, morning cigar, and just rap to the people. So we hope you're doing well out there. All right, Jay, what's good, man? What you got going today?
Man, everything's good. Like I said, we're on the beautiful golf course, the 18th hole,
18
snow
holes,
course.
baby.
I know this course well, even though I don't play it well. But man, I got my little Arturo Fuente today.
Yes.
This is a sun-grown, comes in the cedar wrapper. Actually did a little something different this morning, lighted it with the cedar.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Help savor the flavor a little bit longer.
That's it.
I had a little time to kill this morning. I'm going to enjoy it. So.
Now that's the sign of a true cigar aficionado, baby, when you use the cedar to light your cigar. You don't get all of that gas, from the the butane lighters taste in there that's kind of tainting your cigar a little bit, so that's the old school way of going about it. Get your piece of cedar, you like that, and then use that to light your cigar, man.
Absolutely.
Proud of you, boy. You coming up, man.
Yeah,
Look at you.
You talking well.
You coming up. Hey, so look, today, man, I'm smoking on this Rocky Patel Edge. It's the torpedo cut Maduro style, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm rocking my Rocky Patel hat today as well. So I heard that Rocky was in town just a couple of days ago. Didn't get a chance to talk to him, but they did do. There was like a cigar show that was in town last week. It was more of the retailers, resellers, and all of that type of stuff. It wasn't open to the public. But I heard that he was here, so I decided, hey, I'm gonna rock my Rocky today. And on the way in, I decided to stop at the smoke shop. Right here on the reservation, just to see what they had. I don't know, man. I thought maybe I'll find some new kind of Native American cigar or something that I didn't know about. But I went in there and they had the usual suspects. So I picked up this Rocky, man. Decided this is what we're gonna go with today.
Good thing you don't pay taxes on the reservation.
That's true, man. Like I gotta get a bunch more before I leave there, right? Because I saved a lot on this one.
Yeah.
But hey, man. I think we both are on the same ride right here. You know what I'm saying? So when you're on the golf course in the morning time, you got to go with a spicy Bloody Mary. So here we are right now with a couple of spicy Bloody Marys, just taking it all in. All right?
Gotta have that cool, refreshing drink.
That cool, refreshing drink. Absolutely. Hey, let me get a puff real quick. That's nice. So it's a lot going on, man.
Yeah, always is.
Yeah, let's run the script, baby. Let's run the script. There's so much going on. Well, first of all, it just ended. We just actually watched the end of Wimbledon, the ladies' finals right now.
Yeah.
I'm sad to say that Serena lost in 2 sets, 6-3, 6-3 to Kerber, Anthony Kerber. What do you think, man?
You know what? I agree with what Serena's comments were after her last match in the semis, or not semis, but the quarterfinals. She said, for her to do this after having a baby and having her time off, being ranked 25, she went above people's expectations. Yeah. She played awesome her last match. I think she played probably the top of her game in that last match.
Right.
So this match, she probably was a little depleted, right? Coming into today, but still great accomplishment after having a baby. The trials and tribulations she had having a child and all that. So
multiple surgeries, all of that she went
revealed that she has near-death experience during that as well. So just happy for her to come back to the sport and play at that level, to be in the finals, right?
Absolutely.
So, but definitely, as a competitor, she wanted to win.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I was about to say, people forget that she only had the baby 8 months ago, bro. It hasn't even been a year.
10 months.
Yeah, right. 10 months ago. Well, okay, well, that's what I'm saying. It hasn't even been a year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's pretty remarkable.
It is.
Pretty remarkable. So shouts out to Serena. I told Jared a little earlier, man, that I was looking at that line, and everybody was putting their money on Serena, right? So Kerber was a big underdog, and I came that close to put a little paper on Kerber, right? Just because I like underdogs, but I was afraid that if people found out that I bet against Serena, that they might come after me or something. So
you gotta collect that money with the hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. Like late at night, like I'm here to collect. So yeah, but that's cool, man. That's cool. You know, something else I wanted to talk about this week, something that was huge in the news. You know what I'm saying? Huge in the news. I think everybody saw this, everybody could talk about it, was the kids, man, that were trapped, you know, in that underwater mine or what have you in Thailand and stuff like that. Big story, man. Happy to see that every one of them made it out of there. The coaches made it out of there and stuff like that. Apparently the Thailand, man, they got some pretty cool SEALs in their own right that handled that whole rescue mission. So we want to shout out to them, shout out to those families, and definitely, you know, thank God that they're all safe. Now, I want to contrast that story, right, for a moment. I just have to do this, but I want to contrast that story because everybody in America was sitting on the edge of their seats with bated breath, like, God, save the babies. Oh, Lord, please save the babies. The babies don't need to drown out there, right? Yet, everybody is still silent about all of these, you know, young children being separated from their parents and locked up, right? Still here in the United States. So I'm saying, like, a child is a child is a child. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, how can we turn a blind eye to what's happening right here in our own country, right? But yet, when we see something that's happening overseas in another country, now we're all concerned about it. Help me with that, Jay.
I don't get it, man. Like you said, they got these babies locked in cages and, you know, parents being separated from them for 30, 45 days, 60 days.
Yes.
It's like, when are they going to come to a resolution, right?
Exactly.
I understand Trump trying to throw his weight around. I won't speak on your president too much. But, you know, but something got to be done, and more people got to speak out about it. You know, what's up with our local politicians, you know, national people that's on national stage? Yeah. What is your stance on it? I challenge them at this point.
Right.
You know, because that's who's going to be responsible for what happens. Yeah, you got to understand, what's their legacy going to be? Exactly. What side of the story were they on? Were they on the side, like you said, in Thailand, they're saying get them babies out that cave, or they saying stop separating parents from their kids?
Thank you. And we focus on the wrong things, right? Because like you said, people who have a platform need to speak out, but you got to use your platform to speak out. Now, we know that if you are a professional athlete, right, NBA, NFL, whatever the case may be, don't speak out by kneeling during the national anthem because that's a no-no. We already know that, right?
Because you go against the flag.
You go against the flag. So this is what I'm saying. You know, we take things so out of context that when we try to use our platform to speak out against an injustice of any kind, they turn the person who's speaking out into the problem.
Into a
right? Or the way that the protest is going forward, that suddenly becomes the focus, right? Again, there's so many parallels in this story that you have to be blind, stupid, or dumb not to see them, right? So again, we need to do something, man. We need to wake up here in the United States. I'm glad everybody is safe in Thailand. Now let's talk about the babies that's locked up right here in the U.S. Okay, there we go. Oh, now since we're on the whole, you know, injustice tip and all of this type of, I find this funny, right? I'm sorry, I shouldn't find it funny, but Papa John's, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Papa John's, bro. Now, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I ain't touched no Papa John pizza since like 2008. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm done with Papa John's anyway. But I think Papa John showed his true colors a long time ago. Why people keep supporting that business and buying that pizza, I have no clue, no idea. But, you know, finally, man, like all things, you know, in the darks will come to light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, tell me about your take on the whole Papa John's thing, man.
Yeah,
before
man,
I get too commentary.
I don't remember I can't remember the storyline what happened previously, but he had an incident before, right?
Yes.
Where he said something racial, said some type of racial slur. This time he did it on a conference call with the investors, said the N-word, right? And it's like, at what point are they going to finally just say, shut it down? I think they finally come to that point. They were talking about the Papa John Stadium taking the name off.
They took the name off, yeah.
Did they do it already?
Yeah, they took the name off the stadium. You know,
they was talking about that, and then of course he had to resign as chairman of the board and all that stuff. But it's just like, I mean, like you said, how many times they took his commercials down during NFL season because he did something else. So it's like, how many times he gonna get away with it before they finally just shut it down? I think he's finally done. You know, he's just gonna be the namesake at this point.
Yeah.
But they talking about changing the name of the restaurant, you know, the pizza joint and all that. So we'll see what happens with
this
that.
This is what you call damage control. Right, at this point, right? So you let something go so far. Now the company, the shareholders are in damage control mode because it's starting to affect the bottom line, You know, so again, this guy's been a problem for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, but just because you have an opinion doesn't make it right? Doesn't make it popular or what have you. So his opinions have put them in trouble. Now, my understanding is on the conference call, the way that he used it, man, was like the whole conference call, they were meeting with their public relations group.
Okay.
And the PR group was saying, listen, guys, we need to do some things to improve our image. Because we were really hurt during the NFL season because of the hard line that he took against those NFL players like I just mentioned, right, for taking a knee. Okay? So they're like, yo, you really don't need to be protesting this stuff anymore and stuff like that. Let's stick to selling pizza. Right? That's basically what they was telling him. This fool doubled down. This fool said, look, Colonel Sanders been calling them niggas shit. Ooh, I said it out loud. My bad. But he said Colonel Sanders been calling them the N-word for years. Right? And nobody ever protested him, and then didn't hurt his bottom line. So right now he want to be Colonel Sanders. Right? This is that whole taking our country back. You know what I'm saying? And all it's that same mentality, man, that says, you know, we want to go back to the past. You know, where we treated people as if they were lesser, you know, and all of that type of stuff, and we got away with it, and nobody could say nothing. So he wants to now become the next Colonel Sanders, I guess. I don't know. But it didn't go over very well. So immediately the PR firm was like, you know what, dude, we can't work with you no more. So they was done. And then one of his insiders in the company actually leaked what had happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's where all of this came from. So again, crazy story, man.
At the end of the day, like, Papa John's got to look at it as a corporation, got to look at it this way. Even though he's the founder, he's just a figurehead at this point. He's not really running any of the operations.
Right.
So what benefit did it make to keep him around? Even after the incident with NFL, you would have thought they would have called it quits by then, but no, they, like you said, he stayed around. He doubled down.
Doubled down on it, man. So, you know, and that, you know, you ever go to a comedy show? You know, the worst thing in the world, bro, is when a comedian stays on too long.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning, he's hot, you got the crowd and stuff like that, everybody's yuck, and then he just keeps going and going on, and then finally the crowd, he loses the crowd, and everybody just sitting there like, you know, he's still trying to, you know, win them back and stuff. That was Papa John's, man. He came out hot, you know, new pizza, you know, this, that, and the other thing, and he was in the limelight. The problem was he loved the limelight so much, he didn't know how to step down. He didn't know when to call it quits. So at this point, he stayed on so long that he ended up hurting the company, right? Being the figurehead, being the face of the company, and all of that type of stuff. Now they're trying to separate from his image, right? So that they can save the company and, you know, and continue to sell pizzas, and hopefully. So they lost. They're no longer the official pizza of the NFL. Right? They lost the stadium. It's not a good look for them right now, right? It's a total decline and downslide. Now, it's cool how all of this is just flowing for me right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to sleep, guys. It's cool how this is flowing. But now we talked about staying on too long. All right? There's something that's going on tonight. Right? Which I did kind of go on an underdog bet on this one. Okay? Let's talk about our man, Manny Pacquiao.
Pac-Man.
All right, is Pac-Man staying on too long with this next fight, man? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he got robbed in his last fight. I think for sure he got robbed in the last fight against Jeff Horn. And we saw that when he fought Crawford, right?
Exactly.
He's not on that elite level at all. But Matisse, man, is an awkward case for Pacquiao. Matisse has had a lot of success. He's got real punching power. So it's like, you know, we don't know. Matisse got knocked out a few fights ago. He's had a string of losses. He's on the comeback trail. So I don't know. It's a good storyline for a fight. And I don't know who put the fight together, but they did an excellent job because this fight just makes an excellent storyline.
So you follow the boxing thing way closer than I do, man. So are they both at their natural weight, or did anybody go up or down? Or?
No. So Pacquiao fought at this weight, 147. You know, for the latter part of his career. Matisse didn't move up until a few fights ago. So for him, 147 is a little different. But he won a belt at 147, was a vacant belt. So they'll be fighting for the belt tonight. So he got a vacant belt, which I don't really agree with, but whatever. That's up to the box commission, not up to me.
Okay.
But anyway, he has a belt, right?
Right.
So at 147.
Okay.
But he fought most of his career at 140, right?
Okay.
He fought Danny Garcia at 140, fought other couple big names at 140. I believe he fought Zab too at 140.
Okay.
So, you know, he spent most of his career at 140. So to go to 147, you fight Pacquiao that's been at 147 for a while, but that was, in my opinion, Pacquiao on roids.
Okay.
So Pacquiao without the roids, we don't know, man. Because he ain't knocked nobody out since, what was it, Marquez?
Marquez? Yeah.
So he ain't looked the same since Floyd caught him on the road. Floyd was the first one to call him out, like, man, you got to do a random like everybody else.
Exactly.
He didn't want to do the random. Didn't want to do it. He stayed over in the Philippines. Didn't want to do what he was supposed to do. Right. I think they caught him on the roids, man, because the dude jumped, 5 or 6 weight classes over the course of his career?
Exactly.
That's not natural weight, man.
Right.
And he's short. He's only like 5'5", 5'6", so for him to walk around at 147 just don't make sense. He's a small frame guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the millennial fight doctor. I'm trying to tell you, this kid know his stuff, y'all. Man, you know, I know y'all sitting there with your mouths open right now. This dude know all this stuff, man.
Man, I've been watching since Tyson bit the ear, so shoot, I know him, boy.
Exactly.
It make a good storyline for a good fight, man. Like I said, I kind of tend to agree with you on the 10.5 because, like I said, it could be anybody's night.
I took the under, y'all.
I took the under. Yeah. So, but like I said, Pacquiao, I don't think he's a shot fighter yet.
Okay.
I think the skill level is still there. I just don't think he has the puncher power.
Gotcha.
And you know, the last thing to leave a fighter is a puncher power.
Right.
So I just don't think it's there for him anymore.
Well, hopefully, man, he can't stay on his bike too long for my sake. But if he wins, and you know what? The reason why I took the under is because I figure it can go either way. Like, either fighter can get hurt early in this fight, man. There could be a cut, there could be an accidental headbutt, there could be a lot of things that go wrong in 10.5 rounds. So I figure, you know what, it's worth a shot. But Pacquiao is the favorite, you know, by a lot, you know what I'm saying? So for Pacquiao to really win this fight, man, without punching power, he's going to have to stay on his bike. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to, you know, tag and go.
Yeah, there's nothing else. That's one thing Pacquiao got for days is endurance, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, dude throws so many punches, like it's ridiculous. And punches in combinations, like he's not just jabbing people. So yeah, it'll be a good fight, bro.
Well, let me ask you this then: if Pacquiao wins the fight, is this a setup for either Crawford or maybe Spence? I don't know.
No, heck no.
No? Okay.
They ain't gonna let him fight Spence.
They ain't gonna let him fight Spence.
If they let him
you can see Crawford, though.
I can see Crawford. Crawford's a more skilled fighter. He breaks you down over the course of a fight. Right. Spence is a murderer, bro. Right. Straight murderer. Every punch he throws with bad intentions. So I would not like to see him fight Errol. I would much.
All I'm saying is,
Crawford.
I'm not even talking about the fight itself, right? I'm not even, because I think we know the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm saying that pay-per-view dollars.
I think Crawford makes more money.
Crawford makes more money?
I think
people will pay for this fight. I know
because I think real boxing fans and people that watch fighting know Errol Spence Pacquiao fight is not worth the pay-per-view money.
Gotcha.
But a Crawford Pacquiao fight, it could go 12 rounds.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Crawford throws with bad intentions too. Mm-hmm. But he, like I said, he's a more technical fighter. He tends to break people down over the course of a fight. Where Errol just comes out the gate trying to murder people, so I don't know.
Gotcha.
Errol just gotta. I don't know, man. I'm waiting for the Errol and Crawford fight because that's inevitable. That's gonna happen. But just man, them two, it'll be a good fight. Right. I think Errol may have to actually bring out the jab for a change. And not just try to murk people from the
knock them out.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because Terrence is a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter.
I respect the kid.
Highly skilled, man.
Yeah, I respect him.
You said you got to meet him in Omaha.
I got to meet him in Omaha, man. And the cool thing about it, bro, is he's really quiet, and shy, in a lot of respects. You know what I'm saying? But he's like I said, real decent kid, man, real nice guy and stuff like that. I know he's got history, but we all do. But at the end of the day, man, he's serious about his craft.
That's the thing about boxing, man. Boxing saves a lot of people. And that's the thing I wonder about this up and coming generation when it comes to boxing is whether or not we'll have those same caliber of fighters. Right. Because these kids these days ain't growing up in the same circumstances.
You mean playing it on Xbox ain't the same? So there you have it, people. All right, another episode of A Puff a Minute, joining you from the beautiful outlook at the Paiute Country Club Resort here in Paiute, Nevada, just north of Las Vegas. Just north of Las Vegas. Hey, thanks for joining us. Jay, why don't you go ahead and take us out, bro?
Hey, don't forget, people, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. Make sure to click the bell link on the YouTube, subscribe, make sure you get the bell link so you get the notifications every time we post a new episode. And hey, don't be like me and forget to get your t-shirts, man. Mick got on shirt number 2 on me. So don't be like me. Make sure to check out the shirts. We got more stuff coming at you.
There you go, folks. So there you have it once again. A puff a minute. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week. And remember, we are not just blowing smoke.
Yes, sir.
Peace.